So, James McAvoy plays a psychotic, unhinged person terrorizing a family. I mean, that right there should be the elevator pitch, and we'd all be in, right? All right, so Speak No Evil is a new movie out starring James McAvoy. Who actually it stars a lot of people. Hold on one second. All right, James McAvoy, Scoot McNairy, Mackenzie Davis from that Terminator movie we don't talk about, and Aisling Franciosi, who was in the incredible Last Voyage of the Demeter and the hard to watch Nightingale, Jennifer Kent from The Babadook. But anyway, yeah, stars them. If you've seen the trailer, you've probably seen the movie, which is going to be one of the sours I have to talk about here. But anyway, as the trailer says, this family on vacation, they meet James McAvoy and his wife, played by, Aisling. And they're like, hey, you know what? We like you guys. Why don't you come back to our house for the weekend and we'll hang out? And the family agrees. And while they're there, things get increasingly creepier and increasingly more dangerous to the point where they realize that James McAvoy is out to get them. Apparently, this is a remake of a film that came out like 3 years ago. It's a Danish film. I have not seen the original. If you have, let me know what you thought about it. But this one, I mean, okay, how am I going to put my thoughts together here? Now, it's hard to say what I didn't like because I felt it was very intentional. The main thing I didn't like, and that is the characters in a in years actually of doing this channel where I have seen stupid people and I've seen smart people be stupid. I've seen stupid people be stupid. And I've just seen like bad decision after bad decision. This movie ranks up there. But the studio behind this Blumhouse, they don't make bad movies, at least in my experience, or unwatchable movies or movies with characters that you can't relate to at all. And that's the case here. So I have to imagine it was by design. Like, you don't like any of the protagonists in this movie. This family that gets invited out to go hang out with James McAvoy, none of them are really great. The father is especially just unlikable. The mother is kind of the one who's like, "Hey, isn't this weird? Should we? They are acting kind of strange. Maybe we should start thinking about leaving." But it's too little, too late for her, and she also isn't doing it strongly enough. Where we, as the audience, are like, "What is wrong with you people?" Now, the reason I say it's by design, it has to be. It's just I imagine that this movie is trying to show how there are some people in the world who can like ignore the signs. They don't see the red flags. They're just worried about not trying to be rude or just like seem like a jerk or seem like they're not fun or not outgoing, or they don't want to be awkward or strange or anything like that, right? Like me, for example, I've done some stuff that my friends have told me has been crazy. Like, it's 10 o'clock at night and I see somebody on the side of the road who needs a jump. I've stopped and given them a jump. Then I'm on the phone with my friends and they're like, "Are you crazy? What's wrong with you?" Like, that was straight out of a horror movie. And I'm thinking, like, yeah, you know what? If that was a movie, I'd probably be a goner. So, I mean, the people that we're watching in this movie obviously don't know they're in a movie. So, I guess it's their the point is that they realize the situation is strange, but they don't want to be that person, or those people, I should say, who just, say bye bye and make it stranger. Um, at least that's what I'm hoping, because it's really hard. There are certain decisions that are made, especially because there's also a child involved. There are decisions that are made, especially that are not in the best interest of the child, where it just seems it's an easy out, where it's like, "Hey, you know what? My kid's not really up for this. We're out." Like, it could have just been that way. And I seem to be harping on this bad decision thing because it really is what drives this entire film. There is no movie if these characters aren't this bad at decision making. So that's to say, I don't think this movie was made. It's definitely not made for everyone. I don't think it's even made for most people. I think if you saw like, I'm not sure how close this is to the original, but if you saw that, I don't imagine you'd need to see this again. Me, I like James McAvoy, but like the movie itself, the characters, again, the majority of them are so unlikable. The ones we're supposed to be rooting for, like it's just you can't really root for them because they're just not someone you want to root for or people you want to root for. And also the movie is not, it's like very slow. Like when I said in the beginning, if you've seen the trailer, you've seen the movie, I wasn't really exaggerating. All the tense parts, all the action that you see, that's in the trailer. In between is pretty just, standard stuff. It's definitely a slow burn of a movie before we get to the point where James McAvoy pretty much just, snaps and becomes what you know he's going to be from watching the trailer. So yeah, I definitely think this is definitely this is going to be reaching a niche audience. Now, having said all that, I think James McAvoy was excellent. I think he was spectacular. Now, the dude, as I think about it, he's one of those actors where even if the movie he's in is bad, you never really see him just phone it in. Maybe a little bit in that very last X-Men movie, maybe. But for the most part, the dude is always great. Now, when I first saw him in Split, I didn't think he could get any better than that. Like I really didn't. And in this one, he has surprised me. He goes all out, full on crazy mode in this movie, and I loved it. He won't get it, but he deserves Oscar consideration for how well he portrayed, or for how well this portrayal was. Now, the other actors in the movie, I mean, they do their job. They do the job they're given. So there's no one who really stands out as being bad. Not even with the children that are in the movie, but him in particular. If he weren't in this movie, like, and I mean the actor, if he weren't in this movie portraying this person this way, I'm not sure I could even like recommend this movie at all because of the problems I mentioned earlier. So yeah, I'm not going to take up too much time, man. James McAvoy is the reason I'm going to see this. I think it's something that you should go see if you can deal with a slow burn and you can deal with the idea that your protagonists aren't people you're necessarily going to be rooting for, which I know sounds like a hard sell, but if you're like a movie buff and you're there, for the experience and you want to see how this story folds out, even if you're not like really liking anyone, then I think you can enjoy this movie like I did. I give this one a solid 3.5 out of 5, specifically because of James McAvoy. But anyway, speaking of evil, let me know what you think when you see it. Let me know again if you saw the original. Let me know what you thought of that and how this compares to that, because I really am curious. All right, guys, thanks for sticking around. Until next time, I'm out.